Hey, Mary. Thanks for
Not about you.
Not
your
about me, bitch.
co-hosting.
About me.
Hello. Happy to be here.
I see Linda. Hi, Linda. And welcome all of you to Mission Dharma online. Since we're no longer in the mission, it's now just the reality that our mission is Dharma. May that mission continue, may it increase, may it never wane. What do I mean by our mission is Dharma? Our mission is to stay connected to what is true, what is here and now, what is kind, what is wise. And the great good news is that the primary support for all of this remembering is to stay exactly where we are. To use all the meditative supports and tools just to remember that there is only this unfolding now. There's only this present moment. I see Rasika. How about that? Great to see you. So our mission is not to go anywhere, become anyone, solve any problem, fix anything. But it's just to stay where we are. And the wonderful thing about staying where we are, knowing that this is all there is that the byproduct of that is lots of healing, lots of relief, lots of clarifying, tenderizing, relaxing. All the things that we hope for at the end of the rainbow are always already available, with a little bit of open relaxation and letting go. And so let's just practice together. I see Susie from the retreat. Nice to see you so soon. And maybe we should all just say hey to each other as well, just so that you don't feel the weirdness of being online together. Unmute and say where you're calling in from if you like. And happy to see all of you as I slowly make my way around the screen. I see Maureen from Saskatchewan.
Big love from Nashville.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Howie.
From Santa Barbara.
From
Hey,
San
Mary.
Francisco.
Hey, from San Francisco.
Hey, San Francisco. And Janet's back with us tonight.
Katie from the mission.
Hi from Oakland.
Great.
Long Beach.
Hello from Colorado.
Hello, Colorado, Long Beach.
Charlie in Rockport, Maine.
Wow.
Hey, Charlie. Good to see
It's
you.
late.
Shannon,
Lori
I
from
missed-
San Francisco.
I missed that one.
Hello
Lori
from
from
Costa Rica.
San Francisco.
Great. Hey,
Laura from Maryland, hello.
Hi, Laura, in living color.
New Jersey.
Hey, New Jersey, wherever you are.
Susie from San Diego.
Hello, San Diego. I don't see the face, but I'm glad you're here.
Good evening from Petaluma.
Hello,
Good evening
Petaluma.
from Berkeley.
Hey, Christopher. Good to have you with us.
British Columbia.
ABC. Going there real soon. Anyway, enough of our voices. It's really nice to hear you, and it's nice to know you're here, and it's nice to know that we're surrounding North America a little bit with some what we call wholesome intentions to generate goodwill, to take care of each other, and to remember what needs to be remembered. So the best way to do that, as I said at the beginning, is just to stay where we are. And what supports us to do that is to let our eyes close softly. Of course, orient yourself to the temple that you're sitting in right now. Remember the words of Rumi, who said, "I needed a great pilgrimage, so I sat still for 3 days." So we enter the temple for our pilgrimage. Orient ourselves to our physical environment, and then we let our eyes close softly and orient ourselves to the experience of embodied presence, that combination of feeling embodied and aware, celebrating what Suzuki Roshi calls the ultimate fact that you are aware here. And letting that feeling of the sitting body mingle so intimately with that sense of being aware, that experience of being aware, that our mind, our attention and body come together in harmony to a single point of just here, minus the word. Now, minus the word. Notice how the field of sensations, these little sparkling star-like sensations, how they begin to settle and calm, quiet as they melt into the openness of our practice, as we mingle our body with our mind and our mind with our body. And notice how, as the body sensations settle, how natural it is to become aware and include the body's experience of breathing. Just noticing and hopefully enjoying the body's experience of breath. How the body just breathes itself. Short breaths and long breaths and rough breaths and smooth breaths. Going along quite fine, even when it's not being noticed, but when it's noticed, and our attention sinks into that experience of the in-breath and the out-breath. This very simple act of love, loving what is, what's actually happening, this very act draws us into a calm abiding, a pleasant dwelling, an emptying of our usual preoccupations, and a filling with life. No longer the idea of it, but the immediate and the direct experience. Just this breath, just this moment. This is all there is. There is no before, there is no after, only this eternal now. And it's already the difference that we're searching for, that we often wait for, hope for, is already here as this body and breath. And of course, you can include sounds, other sensations, moods and thoughts. It's all here in the only reality. But we let the body, because it's always here, anchor our attention. And the breath, if you feel comfortable with it, we let it calm us. Not by directing or controlling it, by just letting it breathe with kind attention. Just this moment, just this breath, or whatever presents itself. We make the full commitment to choose exactly what's here. We allow ourselves to settle back into the moment. Just rest in that uncaused awareness. See what's here. Just this moment. When you realize you've been lost in thought, this is mindfulness re-arising. So relax. Appreciate that you've already arrived. And in support of staying, in the vital present, we connect again with our body. But every moment you wake up to where you are is a moment of mindful attention. Just this moment. Notice how all of your identities are gone right now and you don't really need them. There's just awareness, body, breath, or other sense experience. There may be one remaining identity called meditator. You can let that one go too. Just be mindful. Just be aware. Be aware. Supported by the body and breath. Be peace. No matter how many times you've been lost in thought, realize you've been lost in thought, nothing really happened. They were just the thinking mind thinking without mindfulness rising up to notice it until it did. Once mindfulness rearises, it's a great opportunity to celebrate that ultimate fact that you are aware, to just let that awareness saturate your body so that there's no dividing line between awareness and body. Just this moment. As always, nice to open my eyes and see many of you and those who have your cameras on, and just feel that delight about practicing together. And somehow I just had that flashback of when we first started to meet online. Really, we've met basically every Tuesday since March 8th of 2020. So we're almost completing our 4th year. It's unbelievable. In March, it'll be 4 years. And I really had that sense when we started, and all of us were we were all in some measure in shock. And there was so much uncertainty, and as there is always, but it just seemed so obvious that this light that lives in us, that yogis know, that this was what we were born for, to be lamps unto this world, to remind everyone who is going crazy, including ourselves, that in the midst of all of this, well, I'll use the William Blake line, or Albert Camus, in the midst of winter, I realized that there was within me an invincible summer, that no matter what it is that's happening, just to be able to remember, and then remember that there is peace. Peace is possible in every moment. And then to be like the unsinkable Molly Brown on the Titanic, to be able to have a sense of wellness, a sense of strength, and even in the midst of such a trying time, and so much uncertainty. And I still think that this coming together, that reminder that we are giving to ourselves and each other, that peace is possible, and the tools that we are giving ourselves to be able to give to life, just are inexhaustibly, timelessly valuable. And it doesn't matter, in a way, whether we sit in a Dharma hall or whether we sit together online. We're still reminding ourselves of the natural peace and ease that is the natural peace and ease of our nature. But we can't do it alone so easily. We tend to forget when we're alone. And we tend to, when mirrored by others who are remembering and cheering you on, in a way, just by their presence. The one thing I think we tend to forget when we talk about Sangha and the power of practicing together is the easy translation is, oh, I will feel held in the Sangha. But we often forget that as soon as we show up, we're holding others. We're holding others and calling others to the simple truth of kindness, the simple truth of attention, the simple truth of this moment. There really is no other. There is no other. There really isn't a before or an after. Even though we talk story, we talk before and after, but every one of those stories that we refer to was just part of the unfolding now. So we just remember that. There's something about doing it with others that really helps. So I'm really taking in the fact that we are together, and it is a huge contrast, I have to say, not in the immediacy part of it, and in the simple truth part of it. But I just came from leading a 5-day retreat at our home center, Spirit Rock, in person, with, 100 people in the room, and all of the, the whole aesthetic and the beautiful place and the beautiful conditions and the blessings and the privilege. I mean, just so many things that are quite extraordinary about it. And then there was beautiful very harmonious team of teachers. We had a wonderful teacher named Eve Decker, who's also a singer. Maybe some of you know her. And we had Tueri Sala, who's she's one of the guiding teachers at Spirit Rock and leader of the Seattle Insight Meditation. James Barras, one of the founders of Spirit Rock and longtime friend. I've been leading the retreat with him for more than 30 years in a row. And we had Terry Vandiver, who's been leading yoga on the retreat for about 25 years. So it was a really nice team, beautiful situation. But what was really striking, as it always is, and why I'm sharing it with you, is to watch what happens when people are reminded of the simple truth of the unfolding now, when people are committed for a time to creating safety, for dedicating their actions and their thoughts to goodwill and kindness. Not that all kinds of other thoughts and actions show up, but the dedication and the commitment to kindness and safety. And then for those who commit to just staying with the simple unfolding present. When you get 100 people doing that, I think when you get one person doing it, but you see the contraction release, those habits that tend to wreck us in our daily life, they may come, all the impulses, all the desires, but they don't get acted on. And so there's this, what's being cultivated is the wholesome, the helpful. We have the same access in our daily life to all of this, to inclining toward friendliness and goodwill and harmlessness, toward mindfulness. It is, just to remind you, if you tend to forget, it's really portable. It's not something that just happens on our cushion. It's not just something that happens on an intensive retreat. From the moment we wake up in the morning, there are countless opportunities to step out of time, to step out of our identities, to just be aware, be present, or be kind, or serve someone. Countless opportunities. Of course, when we need to incarnate again as the teacher or as the parent or as the partner, that shows up. I don't have to ponder when do I need to become some identity again, but we can put it down. 90% of the time you can put it down and just be available to the next unfolding moment. I'm convinced 90% of the time we can just be empty. And when I say empty, it's not a cold emptiness, it's full of everything. It's full of you right now. But what really, I think, has given me pretty unshakable confidence in the Dharma and in the practice is watching what happens. People given for a sustained period, the opportunity, and those who choose to just drop in to this living present. And I say living present because it's so different than living in our imagined past and future, which are just mental. Nothing's there. There's really nothing there except it's fantastic what can be created in our imagination. But everything that we can create in our imagination pales next to the brightness of the immediate present when we devote a little bit more time to emptying. And so we, as teachers, we're sitting in front of the hall, and slowly, as days go on, you come in the hall and people look toward the front and they are starting to shine, literally like light beams in a certain kind of natural clarity. And nobody's busy shining. We just return to our natural light through all kinds of pain, all kinds of difficulty. And from the inside, people don't even know they're giving off that beautiful radiance. Because they're still going in cycles of purity where they may touch into that kind of pure light. In the Tibetan Book of the Dead is the bright, shining light of our nature. And they say this is deathless. But we also go through not only cycles of purity is always followed by purification. And here's another thing that gives me so much confidence. The purification is the difficulties that show up inevitably. And it's true of our life or true on retreat. And the difficulties, when bathed in that moment to moment as much as possible light of attention, the difficulties, when we cozy up to them, when we feel them, feel the sadness, feel the loneliness, feel the grief or the loss, whatever it is, feel next to it, with it, that it tenderizes the hearts. It actually brings healing, it brings relief. Not because I was busy trying to heal or trying to fix or trying to figure out, just because most everything just wants to be experienced. It's the truth, as Krishnamurti said, it's the truth that liberates, not our effort to be free. And you see that you don't really have to do anything or undo anything other than just show up. And all the instructions that are offered, they're just all in the service of being able to meet our experience with less reactivity. And so you start seeing the light come on people and the warmth and the love flow. And it's of course it reminds me, and I'm sure it reminds others, that in some ways there's something wrong with the way we live our lives, that we have to go on retreat to recover that. And that part's a little bit heartbreaking. And that, in some ways, how we live our lives, some of it is structural, systemic, just the way that the demands of daily life. And I don't think we should make excuses. I think there are things that are, if you're human, that are really, really hard to bear. But a lot of it is individual. We can't just be, I always think of the words of Byron Katie. I don't know if many of you have read her teachings, but and this is never an absolute statement. It's a working principle. She says, there are no victims, only volunteers. There are a lot of victims in this world, but when it comes to our own well-being and happiness, some of it is genetic, some of it, there are many different things that are in some way beyond our control. But much of our sense of well-being and happiness is determined by how much we volunteer our well-being, how much we fall into a case of mistaken identity, just get lost in the version of ourselves that plays in our mind. That's the other thing that becomes so obvious on the retreat. I know I talk about this a lot, but when you see that light come on and people just start to just feel themselves, not the idea of themselves, but just the sense of being uniquely themselves and just settled in their body, and not, nothing related to a story, or it's not a historical self, but just an experience, whatever that particularity of our individuality is. It just, I have a Howie-ness to me that I feel, and all of you have your version of that. And people start to settle into that if they give the attention. And every time I say this right now, I'm reminded we can give ourselves that attention every day. Every day. That simple attention where we don't have to be somebody. That it's okay to be, that old saying, everybody wants to be somebody, but nobody wants to be nobody. But if that somebody could just be nobody, that nobody would really be somebody. You are really somebody when you're just being. Just a perfectly unique expression of life. But as people touch into that non-historical experience of themselves, and feel the way that when the mind is free of its usual preoccupations, that it just becomes quiet, and that quiet just kind of settles into the body, and the body quiets. People taste that. Most people start to notice that whatever that feeling is, whatever is real is what's right here. Remember, there's just this. Whatever that feeling of what's real is, starts to show itself as hugely contrasting from the version of ourselves that plays in our mind, which is usually a version of the historical, as often as interesting as it is, and as wonderful as it is for us to know how we got here, and know our history, and know our story, and to be able to share that with others, no matter how wonderful that is. There's so many distortions in it, and so much in it is a story of lack. Something's wrong with me that needs fixing. It's a story that says I won't be okay until some time. And that the torment of thinking that salvation takes time, and how that it does not square with the reality that there's only this moment. And if you can't be whole now, you can't be whole anytime. This is it. There's no before and no after. So be able to see the difference between the okayness of you now, any moment, in your daily life or on retreat, and the story of your mind that's telling you that to get going, get moving, do something, go shopping, buy something. So the choices we make innocently happen because we may not notice that as much in our daily life, how much we are being driven by what in the teachings is called the wanting mind, the waiting mind, the hoping mind, the craving. The Buddha called the root cause of stress, the second noble truth. And what we easily forget, and why Sangha is so important, we forget that there's a third truth. There is a cessation of craving, grasping. There's infinite space, and it's here. And it's any moment that you notice, oh, there's craving. What happens to craving when it's noticed? Whew. It's an apparition. When it goes unnoticed, we wander a long time confused and dissatisfied and just insufficient. When it's noticed, it's like, oh, craving. So as yogis, I think we can't make excuses. We have to put all that craving, all of our habits, all of our structural worldly habits to good use, and let every moment of negative self-talk as an opportunity to drop into our body, cozy up to ourselves. Remember that there's just this moment. To pay attention to what we think about. Because that's the big teaching from the Buddha is whatever you dwell upon, think about, becomes the inclination of your mind. That's what creates your future present moments we are what we think. I think I read that last week from the Dhammapada. Now I can't remember the words of it. One of the things that I find a kind of beautiful thing on a retreat that we can be much more effective within our daily life, regardless of what our responsibilities are, is how we care for our bodies. Since the body is it's the doorway to compassion. If we feel things, it's the doorway to harmony, to a calm abiding. It follows us nearer than our breath, in a way. Well, awareness is nearer than our breath. When our body follows us, no matter whether it's high or low, we have to learn to be able to care for our body, to accommodate the range of feelings that happen in the body, and that we can't make excuses because of the idea of our body, because of past pain or historical. We just have to start cozying up to this holy body. I love that poem from Hafez where he says, keep squeezing drops of the sun and attend to the smallest detail of your own holy body. Something like that. It says, because you have within you the friend. And by the friend, it means you're aware. And he says you can stay that way and you can bloom. You really see that we can all bloom in our daily life. We cannot wait for a retreat. And we just do not need to travel physically to be awake. It's not in time. It's not at a place. It's right where we are. I think the last thing that we have to remember in daily life. And I've been weaving this through the whole little Dharmet is that that simple truth of that what I quoted on the retreat to those who were there, a few people here from the retreat, but what I quoted on the retreat was the line from Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj from another tradition, who said, "Nothing can make you happier than you are." That all search for happiness is misery and leads to more misery. That the only happiness worth that name is the natural happiness of being conscious, of being aware. So in our practice, we incline toward love, we incline toward giving to life, but we also we have to incline toward remembering, remembering what needs to be remembered. And what we really need to remember is the way of awakening goes nowhere. That as Hakuin, not Hakuin, as Ryokan, the Zen monk poet, says, Buddha, which means awake, is your own mind, and the way goes nowhere. Don't look for anything but this. If you point your cart north when you want to go south, how will you ever arrive? So we can, of course, support ourselves with the love part, to just incline toward wishing people well, even in the midst of a hateful, polarized time. We can do what I've talked about a lot at Mission Dharma. We can do our stealth metta, under our breaths, just letting the mind stream incline toward goodwill. Everybody you see, everybody that's on the screen here, say, I love you, may you be happy, may you be happy. You just do that when you're driving, when you're walking down the street. Just that, we have access to that. We don't have to wait for a retreat to love people up. And you just fake it until you make it, even if and especially if you're really cranky. Start wishing people well. You'll notice that it awakens an unconditional quality, which is metta. And then if that well-wishing sees pain in those moments, when there's metta present, we get the heart's quiver of compassion. And if we see somebody who's really happy, we're going to rejoice with them. And the more we are feeling that kind of fragrance of goodwill and the concentration that comes with that, it creates a real sense of balance, strength, equanimity. So all that flows from those little moments of metta all day long. But then the remembering the simple wisdom of be aware. The mantra, when I was sitting tonight, you may not be interested in this, but it's funny what pops into the mind while we practice. Tonight it was more from the Hindu tradition. The word that is a kind of unity. It's the unity of what happens when we immerse ourselves in being aware. And the word that's used is Satchitananda. Satchitananda. You've heard of Swami Satchitananda? Well, Sat is being. So try this. Sat, Chit is consciousness, being aware, being conscious. And then the third part of it, ananda, is bliss. And bliss may be too extreme, but it's the bliss of peace. It's the peace that comes when there is being and consciousness. And there's the gladness of being, of not being anywhere else and not wanting to be anywhere else, at least for a few moments. So I find when I say the words and I just let my mind go through that little, in a way, it's like an acronym, Satchitananda, like a little mantra. It just puts me right back into the gladness of being aware and awake. I haven't solved at this point any of the world's problems, but that light that it connects me to makes me able to then be available to see what's needed, see how I can help. And you can tell if you start to feel like, how can I help? It means you've already lifted above your own internal poverty into what Shantideva calls the wealth of giving to life. Why did I say that just now? Because I actually have his beautiful passage. Remember, Shantideva is one of the Dalai Lama's teacher. His book, The Bodhisattva Way of Life, is the Dalai Lama's Bible. And this is one of his lines. As a blind man feels when he finds a pearl in a dustbin, so am I amazed by the miracle of awakening. Rising in my consciousness, it is the nectar of immortality that delivers us from death, the treasure that lifts us above poverty into the wealth of giving to life, the tree that gives shade to us when we roam about scorched by life, the bridge that takes us across the stormy river of life, the cool moon of compassion that calms our mind when it is agitated, the sun that dispels darkness, the butter made from the milk of kindness by churning it with the Dharma. It is a feast of joy to which all are invited. As the Sufi ecstatic poet Hafez says, you carry all the ingredients to turn your life into a nightmare. Don't mix them. I'll read the whole poem tonight. You have all the genius to build a swing in your backyard for the divine. That sounds like a hell of a lot more fun. Let's start laughing, drawing blueprints, gathering our talented friends. I will help you with my divine lyre and drum. Hafez will sing 1,000 words you can take into your hands like golden saws, silver hammers, polished teakwood, strong silk rope. Finally, you carry all the ingredients to turn your existence into joy. Mix them, mix them. So may our practice be one of joy, love, service, and may all beings touch into that sacred happiness that's without sorrow, here and now. May all beings be liberated, right in the middle of our daily life. Any comments, questions? We have a few minutes left. Feel free to raise your hand or just unmute. Then I have a little treat from Eve Decker to close the evening. Anybody?
I just want to say I took her first CD and started circulating it among IMS teachers.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
We were sitting together at this event, Praises for the World. Anyway.
Wonderful. Glad to hear that. Thanks, Eileen. Anyone else? Questions, comments, descriptions? Okay. So I'd like to close with this. Let's see. One moment. Where's Zoom? Okay. Going to do a little screen share so that you can hear the song about self-acceptance, self-metta from Eve Decker, who's our assistant teacher on this retreat. Here it comes. Okay. Thanks so much for your attention tonight. Mary, any announcements? Looks like we
Certainly.
lost a few in the singing portion of the evening, but glad some of you are still with us. Go ahead.
So just a reminder that Donna is a practice that is meant to gladden the heart. And it's our way of expressing our appreciation and our gratitude for these precious teachings. And your generosity is not only a gift for our teacher, but you're also supporting each other and yourself in ensuring access to these teachings in the future. So I put all the ways to give Donna in the chat. Suggested Donna is between 5 and 25, though no one is ever turned away for lack of funds. And so thank you in advance for your kind offerings. Back to you, Mr. Cohn.
Okay, feel free to unmute and say goodnight to each other. Thanks so much. Thanks in advance for your support.
Night.
Night.
And good
Thank
night.
you, Howie.
Thank you,
Good
Howie.
night.
Thank you,
Good
Howie.
night, everyone. Thank you.
Everyone.
Here.
Thank you,
Thank
Howie.
you.
Pleasure.
Beautiful
Thank you.
music,
Thank you.
too.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.